Hi, this is Christine Richards, a research director with Zpryme, and we're thrilled to have Sidney Hinton here today, President and CEO of PowerSecure. So thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Now, you talked a little bit about a grid of the future in your panel session. Do you want to take a little bit of time to expand on, what is the grid of the future and what is it really going to take to make it a reality?
Yeah, well, from the consumer standpoint, it looks a lot like the grid does today, and that is an integrated system that's bringing them electricity away from their home in most cases. Central power plants will still be there, but you also have, which you already have today, these distributed assets where they're reciprocating engines, where there's solar panels, where there's some type of storage device at locations where there's solar panels on individual homes. And we're blessed here in North Carolina to be in a great environment where the utility commissions, the state legislature, the investor-owned utility Duke Power, the EMCs and the municipal utilities at electric cities, they've all created a great environment that allow companies such as ourselves to prosper by bringing these solutions to them and integrating it with their customers on the grid as we see it today. But it's getting a consumer or a business a cost-effective, highly reliable source of electricity. That's the goal of everybody involved in the whole equation. It's just figuring out what's the best way to do that.
Yeah. So, a lot of times when we talk about the grid of the future, we're looking 15, 20 years out. What do you see happening in the short term? What are some of the more immediate opportunities and challenges that are coming up in 2015?
Well, I think the biggest challenge is just aligning regulatory policies that reward utilities for, if a utility is penalized for taking an action that's in the best interest of the customer, they're going to be conflicted on whether or not they take it. It's important that we get their regulatory structures aligned so that they are incented to make these investments in the grid that support cost-effective and reliable electricity in the future, whether they generated the electricity or whether a solar panel from someone else generated or whether somebody's CHP that's connected to the grid generated it. It's important to reward them for what they have, which is that grid system.
Absolutely. Now, there are going to be a lot of changes. So, it's an exciting time. What do you see for PowerSecure in 2015?
Well, by God's blessing and grace, the pipeline's really full. We're looking at tremendous growth as we look out from 14 into 15, probably 40, 50% plus growth. Our solar business will be up at least sixfold coming in the upcoming year. Our distributed generation business is looking like it'll be up in the 30, 40, 50% range. Our LED lighting business, we're blessed to have an exciting entrepreneur there. It looks like 50% type growth in that business as well. Our grid support business is doing great. We serve investor-owned utilities all over the U.S. It's an exciting time to be in what, 20 years ago, we would have considered boring space. I'm sure no one in the whole industry said, oh, great, this is not like I'm going into biotech or something. We went into the grid. But it's really exciting and dynamic space now with great growth opportunities for companies such as ourselves.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us, Sidney.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks.